Hello children, welcome to solving problems on quadratic equations part 1. In this chapter I will be explaining the solution of some word problems. You can refer your book exercise 6a number 7. Okay, the question is, the sum of the squares of two positive integers is 208. If the square of the larger number is 18 times the smaller number, find the numbers. So there are two unknown numbers, two unknown integers. Let the two integers be x and y, and out of these two integers one is greater. Okay, so I have taken x is greater than y. According to the question, sum of the squares is 208, so I have written x square plus y square is equal to 208. Let it be equation 1. One more clue is given in the question, that square of the larger number, so the larger number is x. Okay, the square of the larger number means x square is equal to 18 times the smaller number, that is y. So x square is equal to 18y. Let it be equation 2. Okay, now we can put this equation 2 in equation 1. So on doing that we get 18y plus y square is equal to 208. Okay, in place of x square we have put 18y. Okay, so 18y plus y square is equal to 208. Bring it to standard form. Y square plus 18y minus 208 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation in standard form. You know how to solve it. On solving you will get y is equal to minus 26 or y is equal to 8. Minus 26 is not possible. It is given already that the integers are positive, so we cannot take minus 26, so it is discarded. So the value of y is 8. So one of the integers is 8. Now let us go for the other integer. The second equation, x square is equal to 18y. Okay, so x square is equal to 18 into 8. Y value we have got 8, so 18 into 8, that is equal to 154. So x square is equal to 144, x is equal to square root of 144, that is 12. So the two integers are 12 and 8. Okay, now move to example number 10. The denominator of a positive fraction is 1 more than the denominator of a positive fraction is 1 more than twice the numerator. Okay, the denominator is greater. Okay, if the sum of the fraction and its reciprocal is 2.9, find the fraction. So according to the question, the numerator is smaller and denominator is greater. So let numerator be x and denominator is 1 greater than twice the numerator. So the denominator will be 2x plus 1. So the original fraction is x by 2x plus 1, numerator by denominator. Okay, x by 2x plus 1. Then according to the question, it is given the given fraction plus its reciprocal is equal to 2.9. So as you can see, I have written x by 2x plus 1 plus 2x plus 1 whole by x is equal to 2.9. So take LCM, x into 2x plus 1. Then in the numerator we will get x square plus 2x plus 1 whole square, which is equal to, remove decimal, 2.9 can be written as 29 by 10. Okay, so on simplifying this equation we get 8x square minus 11x minus 10 is equal to 0. Anyhow you have to get the quadratic equation in its standard form. Okay, this is not in standard form. These are not in standard form. This is in standard form, this one. Okay, so the quadratic equation to be solved is 8x square minus 11x minus 10 is equal to 0. Then you know how to solve it. On solving, you will get x is equal to 2 or x is equal to minus 5 by 8. Minus 5 by 8 is not possible, so it is discarded. So the only value acceptable is 2. So x is 2. So the required fraction is x by 2x plus 1. So 2 by 2 into 2 is 4 plus 1. 2 by 4 plus 1. that is equal to 2 by 5. So the required fraction is 2 by 5. Okay. Then number 15. A can do a piece of work in X days and B can do the same work in X plus 16 days. If both working together can do it in 15 days, calculate X. It is already given A can complete the work in X days. So A's 1 day work will be 1 by X. You know this from lower class. Okay. If a person can complete a work in 5 days, then his 1 day's work is 1 by 5. So if A can complete the work in X days, then his 1 day work will be 1 by X. Then B can complete the work in X plus 16 days. It is given. So B's 1 day work will be 1 by X plus 16. Okay. Then A and B combined 1 day work. They are working together. Okay. So their combined 1 day work will be 1 by X plus 1 by X plus 16. On taking LCM and simplifying, we get 2x plus 16 whole by x square plus 16x. So this is A and B combined 1 day work. Also it is given in the question that they can complete the work together in 15 days. Okay. That means their combined 1 day work will be 1 by 15. So A and B combined 1 day work is equal to 1 by 15. So you can equate these two. This is also combined 1 day work. This is also combined 1 day work. So on equating both, we get 2x plus 16 whole by x square plus 16x is equal to 1 by 15. Then on cross multiplying and simplifying, we get the quadratic equation in standard form, which is x square minus 14x minus 240 is equal to 0. And you know how to solve it using factorization method, or you can use formula. Okay, you can use any of the two methods. On solving, we get x is equal to 24 or x is equal to minus 10. Minus 10 is discarded because number of days in which a work can be completed cannot be negative. So minus 10 is discarded. So x is equal to 24. Okay. Now move to number 16. One pipe can fill a cistern in 3 hours less than the other. So if one pipe can fill the pipe in x hours, the other pipe can fill the pipe in x plus 3 or x minus 3 hours. Anyone we can take. The two pipes together can fill the cistern in 6 hours 40 minutes. Find the time that each pipe will take to fill the cistern. Okay. Let the two pipes fill the cistern in x hours and x plus 3 hours. Okay. The bigger pipe will take x hours and the smaller pipe will take x plus 3 hours. It will take more time to fill the cistern. Then the first pipe's 1 hour work will be 1 by x. The second pipe's 1 hour work will be 1 by x plus 3. So their combined 1 day work, 1 hour work, their combined 1 hour work will be 1 by x plus 1 by x plus 3. On simplifying, we get an expression that is 2x plus 3 whole by x square plus 3x. Okay, this is their combined 1 hour work. So if this is the combined 1 hour work, they can fill the cistern in the reciprocal, means x square plus 3x by 2x plus 3 hours. Suppose A's 1 day work is equal to 1 by 6, then he can complete the work in 6 by 1, means 6 days. Okay. Similarly, if B's 1 day work is equal to 2 by 9, okay, then he can complete the work in 9 by 2, reciprocal. Okay, 9 by 2 means 4.5 days, 4.5 days. So we take the reciprocal. Okay, if the two pipes combined 1 hour work is 2x plus 3 by x square plus 3x, then they can fill the cistern in the reciprocal, means x square plus 3x, as you can see, x square plus 3x by 2x plus 3 hours. So remember this you know from lower class already. If 1 hour work is equal to A by B, okay, then the work can be completed in B by A hours. Okay, reciprocal. Similarly, if 1 day work is equal to A by B, then the work can be completed in B by A days. the reciprocal. Always take the reciprocal. Okay, so I have taken the reciprocal. Also, it is given in the question that the work can be completed in 6 hours and 40 minutes. So I can equate x square plus 3x by 2x plus 3 is equal to 6 hours 40 minutes. Means 6 plus 40 by 60. You should not forget to convert this 40 minutes into hours. So 40 by 60. Okay. Then on simplifying, converting to hours and simplifying, I get a quadratic equation which is 3x square minus 31x minus 60 is equal to 0. Okay, this is the quadratic equation to be solved. Then on solving using factorization method, or you can use formula as you wish. On solving we get x is equal to 12 or x is equal to minus pi by 3, but it is negative, so it is discarded. So x is equal to 12. So the first pipe takes 12 hours to fill the cistern. The second pipe takes x plus 3, so 12 plus 3, that is 15 hours to fill the cistern. Okay, so this is number 16. Now move to exercise 6b. Number 3, the sides of a right angle triangle are x minus 1 cm, 3x cm and 3x plus 1 cm. This problem is related to geometry, so draw a diagram. In geometry, diagram is necessary. So as you can see, I have drawn a right triangle ABC in which angle B is equal to 90 degree. The three sides are x minus 1, 3x and 3x plus 1. Obviously 3x plus 1 is the greatest side, and we know that in a right triangle the hypotenuse is the greatest side. So AC is the hypotenuse, it is equal to 3x plus 1. The remaining two sides are x minus 1 and 3x. These two you can take in any order, but hypotenuse has to be 3x plus 1 because it is greatest. Okay, now using Pythagoras theorem, which we have studied in class 9, in this triangle AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square, Pythagoras theorem. Okay, what is AB square? X minus 1 whole square. What is BC square? 3x whole square. What is AC square? 3x plus 1 whole square. Okay, so as you can see, x minus 1 whole square plus 3x whole square is equal to 3x plus 1 whole square. On expanding and simplifying, we get a quadratic equation, that is x square minus 8x is equal to 0. This is in standard form. Always bring to standard form. Okay, always bring to the standard form, which is ax square. Okay, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Don't forget this. So again factorizing, x bracket x minus 8, x whole x minus 8 is equal to 0, means x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 8. 0 is not possible. Okay, because if you take 0, then sides will be 0. One of the sides will be 0, which is not possible. So x equal to 0 is discarded, x is equal to 8. Now let us find the sides. AB is equal to x minus 1, means 8 minus 1, that is 7 cm. BC is equal to 3x, 3 into 8, that is equal to 24 cm. AC is equal to 3x plus 1, that is equal to 3 into 8 plus 1, 24 plus 1, that is 25 cm. Also we have been asked to find the area of the triangle. So area is equal to half base into height, or half into product of the sides containing the right angle. So half into AB into BC. Okay, AB and BC contain the right angle. So half into AB into BC means 1 by 2 into 7 into 24. That will give you 84 square cm. So area of the triangle is 84 square cm. Okay. Move to number 7. The footpath, a footpath of uniform width runs around the inside. Okay, mark it inside of a rectangular field 32 meter long and 24 meter wide. So let us draw a diagram. As you can see, I have drawn a rectangle A, B, C, D, the outer rectangle. Okay, A, B, C, D. I have written the dimensions also. Length is equal to 32 meter, breadth is equal to 24 meter. Okay, then I have drawn a path inside it. Okay, this is the path, the shaded part. This is the path, and the width is uniform. let the width be x meter. Okay, as you can see I have written x. Now area of the footpath given. If the path occupies 208 square meters, find the width of the footpath. Area of the footpath is equal to 208 square meters. It is given. In class 9 I had given a formula. If the path is inside, okay, if the path is inside the rectangular field, then this is the formula: 2x whole into L plus B minus 2x. If outside, then plus, inside then minus. Okay, so 2x whole into L plus B minus 2x is equal to 208. So 2x into L is equal to 32, B is equal to 24, minus 2x is equal to 208. Open the bracket and simplify and get a quadratic equation. The quadratic equation is x square minus 28x plus 52 is equal to 0. Okay, this is the quadratic equation: x square minus 28x plus 52 is equal to 0. You know how to solve this. On solving, you will get x is equal to 26 or x is equal to 2. 26 is positive, but it is discarded because it is a very big value. The width of footpath cannot be 26 meters. Also, you can mark that the breadth of the rectangular field is 24 meters only. So how can the width of the footpath which is inside it, okay, the width of the rectangular field is 24 meters only, how can the the breadth of the rectangular field is 24 meters, how can the width of the footpath which is inside it can be 26 meters? It is not possible. Okay, so 26 is discarded although it is positive. So the only value acceptable is 2. So width is equal to 2 meters. Okay, now question number 9. The dimensions of a rectangular field are 50 meter by 40 meter. A flower bed is prepared inside the field. Okay, so again, outer rectangle A, B, C, D. I have drawn a rectangle A, B, C, D. Okay, length is 50 meters, breadth is 40 meters. I have drawn a footpath of uniform width. I have marked it gravel path, as you can see, and there is a flower bed inside it. Let the width of the footpath be x meters. Okay, now a flower bed is prepared inside this field, leaving a gravel path of uniform width all around the flower bed. Okay, I have drawn the diagram, as you can see. The total cost of laying the flower bed and graveling the path at rupees 30 and rupees 20 per square meter respectively is rupees 52,000. Okay, so the rate for flower bed is also given, the rate for gravel path is also given, and the total cost of laying is 52,000 rupees. Okay, find the width of the gravel path. I have taken the width as x. Now let us find the area of flower bed and area of gravel path. Area of gravel path is equal to, this is the formula I had given, 2x whole into L plus B minus 2x. Since the path is inside the field, therefore I have taken minus. Okay, so 2x into L is 50, B is 40 minus 2x. On opening bracket and simplifying, I get 180x minus 4x square meters. This is the area of the gravel path in terms of x. Now let us find area of the flower bed. In order to find the area of the flower bed, we have to find the area of the rectangle, the outer rectangular field. Okay, so area of the field is equal to simply length into breadth. 50 into 40, that will give you 2000 square meters. Okay, so we have got area of the field, we have got area of the gravel path. Now we can find area of the flower bed by subtracting area of field minus area of gravel path. Okay, so area of flower bed is equal to area of field minus area of gravel path. 2000 minus 180x minus 4x square, that will give us 2000 minus 180x plus 4x square meters. Okay, now cost of laying the flower bed. For 1 square meter it is 30 rupees. So for this much square meter, 2000 minus 180x plus 4x square meters, we will have 30 into 4x square minus 180x plus 2000, that is equal to 120x square minus 5400x plus 60,000 rupees. Okay, then Cost of laying the gravel path. The rate is given rupees 20 per square meter. For 1 square meter 20 rupees. So for this much square meter, the cost of laying will be 20 whole into 180x minus 4x square, that is equal to 3600x minus 80x square rupees. Okay, then total cost is given 52,000 rupees. Now let us find total cost from our side. Total cost will be this plus this. Okay, so on adding we get 40x square minus 1800x plus 60,000 rupees, and this can be equated to 52,000 rupees. So we have equated, as you can see, 40x square minus 1800x plus 60,000 is equal to 52,000. So we will get a quadratic equation in the standard form, which is 40x square minus 1800x plus 8,000 is equal to 0. But this can be further simplified. We can take 40 common and cancel. So on doing that, we get the final quadratic equation in simplified form, that is x square, you can see x square minus 45x plus 200 is equal to 0. Then you know how to solve it. On solving we get x is equal to 40 or x is equal to 5. Okay, x is equal to 40 or x is equal to 5. 40 is discarded because it is not possible. The width of the rectangular field is 40 meters. Okay, then how can the width of the path which is inside it be 40 meters? Not possible. So this is discarded, although it is positive. So only value acceptable is 5. So width of the footpath is 5 meters. Okay, move to number 10. An area is paved with square tiles of a certain size and the number required is 128. A certain area is paved with square tiles and the number of tiles required is 128. If the tiles had been, we are taking an imaginary case, if the tiles had been 2 cm smaller, okay, that means if we take smaller tiles, then definitely more number of tiles will be required to pave the area. Okay, and it is given 200 tiles are required. Okay, so find the size of the larger tiles. Let the size of the larger tiles be x cm. Okay, the side of the larger tiles be x cm, suppose. Okay, so the area to be paved will be number of tiles into area of each tile. How many tiles are required? 128. What is the area of each tile? X square. Okay, so area to be paved is equal to 128 x square. Let it be equation 1. Now side of the smaller tiles is x minus 2 cm. 2 cm smaller, it is given in the question. So area to be paved this time will be number of tiles multiplied by area of each tile. Now what is the number of tiles required? 200. What is the area of each tile? X minus 2 whole square, side square. Okay, so 200 into x minus 2 whole square, which will give us 200x square plus 800 minus 800x. Let it be equation 2. Okay, now the tiles may be of different size, the number of tiles may be different, but the area that is paved is same. Okay, that means we can equate equation 1 and 2. So we can say 128x square is equal to 200x square plus 800 minus 800x. Okay, so equating the equations, we get 200x square plus 800, 200x square plus 800 minus 800x is equal to 128x square on equating both the equations. Okay, area is same. Then on simplifying, we get a quadratic equation in standard form and in simplified form, that is 9x square minus 100x plus 100 is equal to 0. Then on solving this using any of the two methods, either by formula or by factorizing, we get x is equal to 10 cm or x is equal to 10 by 9. 10 by 9 means 1 whole 1 by 9 cm. And practically no tile will be this much small. 1 whole 1 by 9 cm means it is a very small tile. Okay, and moreover in the question it was given 2 cm smaller. How can you subtract 2 from 1 whole 1 by 9? You will get a negative value. The side of a tile cannot be negative. Okay, so 1 whole 1 by 9 cm is discarded, although it is positive. Okay, so the only acceptable value is 10 cm. the side of the larger tile is equal to 10 cm. Okay, so this is the end of part 1.